Hey, how's it going? And welcome back to Manufactio. In this episode, we're going to be looking at a way to transport fluids and things that have changed between episodes. So, if this is the first time you've seen this pack or this channel, take a look around. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But, let's get started. So in between episodes, I've been a little bit busy off camera, just building up the machines to get us back to the level that we were in the old base, and just scaling some things up. And I didn't really think you wanted to watch that being done. But we'll start here with science. So, that's actually looking really good. So we've got here, as you can see, we've got the laboratory, which we had in the last episode. It's still not powered. I haven't done anything with it. And you can see it's making quite a bit of green science. But we'll start off with red, which is here. And I've got this building, which I've started on, but I haven't really finished. Because I'm not sure whether I want to keep it here because of how close it is to the other building here. But you can see it's only got one machine here, and we are having a small resource problem, which I'm hoping to find a way to fix up in this episode. But if we jump around here, we built up the green circuits in the last episode we were here, but I've also added in betweening, I've added in this building here, which we will turn this off, and this is green science, because it's green. Makes a little bit of sense. And here we've got 4 machines making inserters, and we've got another 4, quite a few valve outs there. We've got another 4 making belts, and we've got 1 machine currently making green science. So it shows how much we've got being built up in terms of excess. In fact, it looks like we might have quite a bit of so we've got heaps of belts for some reason. I'm not sure why we've got so many belts and very little inserters, but it could be related to resource storage. But we'll head down here, because what should be happening is, you can see in the underground piece here, we've got the normal redstone setup, where we take from both of these. So this is our inserter setup, and that's our conveyor belt setup. They go into, we grab over here, that's going into the lime, and this one's going into the yellow. You can see here for a belt, the yellow goes along here. Once it's got a full line, we send it to magenta, and for the inserters, that goes lime. Once again, full line will go into the light blue. They follow along into the various machines you can see up here. So there's a magenta, and that would be a belt machine. So hopefully we'll fix those up, and most of this will start going again. You can also see that I've got some pollution pumps in place just to pick up on the pollution we were making up the top here. The main area, of course, is all the manual stuff, but it was getting pretty bad in some places, so I thought I'd run some of those through just to clean it up. This yellow building here, which I don't think it's got a door on it, but we'll turn it off anyway, is making pipes. And it looks like we've got a problem with iron at the moment, because we've got no iron plates. There are 2 machines here making pipes, and they basically insert back into, you can see we've got the chutes which drop the items down back into the underground system under there, which you can see where the minecarts pick it up. Of course, all these machines are now connected up to the pollution cleaners, which is probably what's taking the most amount of time between episodes, is just moving things around so that the pollution cleaners are accessible. Over here, we've got pretty much a clone of the orange buildings over there that are making plates. So that one there is making plates, and that one there is making iron gears. I've duplicated that here, but only half of it, so that we can make steel plates. Because I don't think we need as many steel plates. At least we haven't needed as many. But I have allowed the room to make it into a full system. In the last building that we've added in, why is that broken? probably one of those annoying invasions where something spawns and breaks our grass. The last little section we've got here is for the motors, which looks like we're missing item inputs again. We're probably missing pipes, I guess. We'll do... Yeah, so I've got steel plates. We don't have any pipes. There's motors and... Yeah, so we're missing pipes currently, which probably is just because we're missing iron plates. But you can see it's a very similar setup. We've got the pollution along the top, which collects up and then is sent down into here. We'll head down here and quickly look at the setup down here. Once again, we've got the same redstone setup that we have everywhere else, where it takes the signal from the chest, or the advanced bin, sends it out to one of these, and then runs along the redstone line, and when the redstone line gets full, it'll turn everything off so we're not making too many. Every now and then a cart will come in here, and it won't have any of these items. It'll just decide, I'm going to go this way. And of course, it'll clog up the system with various things. So now we've got this chest, which it'll ultimately stop anything being dropped off that it shouldn't be. We've got some storage. This is just some temporary storage that I've added in, just so we've got redstone available. And there's a minecart coming from the old base, and the drills that we've got in place to pick it up. And they're coming in and out, and just drop it off the stuff in here so we keep this full. We've also got one for copper, which is picking up, it's actually picked up the copper from the old base and brought it in here. If you want to see me build a lot of stuff in the future, hit that dislike button. It'll give me a good indication on how many people want to see it. If you like all the changes and improvements to the base, hit that like button. Now the last thing that I've actually set up is I've set up one of these guys, one of these oil refineries, but I've found there's a small problem with doing that. So what I've got though is I've just got one of them. I'm planning on probably having a line of them, much like we've got various machines building things and scaling up. I've got this guy and I'm planning on having more, but they use quite a lot of power, so that's probably something else we might need to fix in this episode. But you can see what's actually happening here is we've got the same setup. The fluid pumps take out of the machine, and they will take them into this setup here, into these pipes. Oh, that's not connected. And these will go into some fluid routers, which are taking the diesel, the lubricant, and the gasoline out of here, and putting them into dedicated lines. And these lines are going to go into tanks when I move them from the other location, because currently they've got stuff in them. And they'll go into the tanks, and then we can send them off to where they need to be from there. But the problem I've actually got is not that this setup doesn't work, it's that our current location for oil, which is at the old location of there, has actually run out. So we need to find some more oil, but on top of that, running a pipe from here to over there, 531 meters, a little bit less than that because it's a little bit further this way, it's quite a long way. And since we've got this cool minecart system going through where everything's been delivered by minecarts, I thought it would be a really good idea to take a look at a way of delivering the fluids. Now there's a cool mod that's been added into the pack recently called Industrial Renewal, I think it is. Yeah, Industrial Renewal. And you can see it's got quite a few items that are available to us directly out of there. Like there's an emergency button. We've got some energy level indicators, fluid gauges, which might be quite useful. We've got a fluid cart transfer, which we'll get to in a second. We've got a whole bunch of rails here, and we'll get back to those as well. Hazard signs, scaffolding, just a lot of cool looking stuff. Barrels, and some more carts. And most importantly, we've got the fluid cart here, which we're going to need in order to be able to transport our stuff around. There's also some cargo carts and log carts and passenger carts and stuff like that. I'm not sure if I'm going to need those just at the moment, although that's unlocked with, I think that's rail. Should have brought the research book with me. But I haven't actually used any further research. I said I wasn't going to do any research unless it was on camera. So I've stuck to that. But if we have a look here, to make a fluid tank cart, it doesn't look like too hard a recipe. We need a flat cart, which is just 3 minecarts. And of course that's just a whole bunch of iron. So not too hard there. The barrels, some iron ingots, a... Need stage XXXX first. Okay, so that would be a really easy thing if we could craft that up. The other option, of course, is we need steel plates, which we are making, luckily now. We'll need some basic fluid tanks, iron, glass, and some basic control circuits. So we can make all this. I have a funny feeling these guys don't stack though. So these are going to be a pain to make because we're going to need 2 per barrel. And then we need 4 barrels. But that'll give us 1 fluid cart, and I think initially we would probably only need 1 just to bring the oil in from another location. We might need more as we progress and add more oil locations in. We're also going to have a look at some of these rails they here. So of course we're using currently all of what's under here. If I can go, where's my underground piece? Yep. We go down here through the maze. We've got, of course, just standard vanilla rails and detector rails and powered rails, which run all the rail cart systems that are here. But what we're going to do is possibly look at some of these here. So we've got the rail. I don't know why you'd want to run this. There's really no description as to what it's for, so I might just leave that. We've got a booster rail. Once again, I don't think we're going to need that. We've got this crossing rail, which sounds quite cool. Makes the carts honk when they pass. So that could be quite cool, because we can have it in various locations. As the carts come in, they honk to say, hey, cart has arrived. To make that, it doesn't look like it's a hard recipe. It's a note block. We're going to need some rails, so that's probably what we need the rail for there. And a detector rail, which is that one there. So what's a detector rail? Oh, okay, it's just a standard detector rail. So we're making that already. This doesn't look too hard at all. It's just converting things around. The note block's probably the hardest thing. And that's a vanilla recipe. So I'm going to play around with that and see what that's like. We will also need a transfer rail. Now the transfer rail is what's going to be used for the fluid transfer that we need. It also says here cargo cart transfer, which I don't think we've got. But that might fix some of our problems. So we're going to have a quick play around with that as well. See if we can make it. One of the problems is the minecarts come in underground and then they might go too far along on the powered rail or not far enough. And of course, if that happens, they don't actually stop and drop stuff off. So I'm going to have a play with this and see if it makes a difference. But to make this, we're going to need it for the fluid carts as well. To make this, though, we need a bit of redstone, a booster rail, and a piece of steel. It's a reasonably easy recipe, and we get 2 out of that. And of course, the last thing we're going to need, we've got rail gates, which I don't know what they are or if we need them. They're not hard to make, they're just little iron ingots. We've got a rail again, and some iron rods. So I might actually make some of these up here and just see what they're like. We've got buffer stop rails. I'm assuming that's for the end of your track. Once again, a little easy enough to do. Don't think I'm going to need any of them because all our carts currently are looped around. But we can make some of that play anyway. And the most important thing we're probably going to need besides our fluid tank cart is the fluid cart here, which is some iron rods, rail frames, which is just a whole bunch of steel with some more iron rods, a hopper, a motor, which we're making, and some barrels, which we're going to need to make for this to make our fluid cart. So overall, we're going to have a play around here and see how they work. And what I'll do is I'll craft all these up and I'll go off and find some more oil as well, and I'll be back in a moment. Actually, just quickly, I noticed when I was repairing some of the glass that had been broken in the last invasion, that one of the lamps was sitting on. And I came down here to find out what was going on, and you can see one of the problems we have with minecarts is they start doing this, where they just back up, and they get stuck behind something. I don't know what it is specifically that's getting stuck behind here. It looks like this one has just got itself confused. And of course, it's really hard to fix them. Because what I need to do to fix it is to take out the concrete, get into that little area, which is a lot harder than it should be, and work out which one's not meant to be there, and give it a push. I'm thinking this one's possibly the cause. And of course that pushes them all that way, which then causes some more weirdness. Alright. Okay. Push you as well. Oh look, it looks like we've got all over the place. Okay, looks like that fixed it. But that's one of the issues with... That's one of the issues we've got with the minecart system at the moment. Can I put him here? What are you trying to do? You're not meant to be doing whatever it is. Where they're just doing weird things like that. And of course I have to come in here and it looks like I haven't actually got all the pieces for that. But you can see that it does start moving sometimes. So I suspect. So now we've got another one backed up there. So it's one of the things I'd like to fix, because it does cause problems, and it's completely random as to when it happens. But as I said, I'm going to go off and create these things, and I will be back in a moment. One of the biggest problems with finding these nests is whether there's actually anything in them. Right, so I've actually found, though, another spot that has a collection of oil in it. And then found nothing. Nothing. There we go. So found a large volume of oil. This must be it. Yeah, it's a different trunk. It's getting dark again. It always gets dark just as I get to record. Alright, so of course this here has a large volume of oil in it, so we can set up a pump here. In fact, I don't really have anything. No, what do you think of that? So let's set up a pump. I believe it's a 3x3 structure, so grab that one and I'll jump off, and that one. Perfect, look at that. Also got one left because it's not even. So that should be able to grab that. We'll need to give it power. Now the good thing is we've got power coming in here. We've got both the LV for the lamps, which aren't working, and the NV there. But you can also see that I've set up a free and exit for the rail here. Now I have set up our various rail types. So if we go into here, we can put in a crossing rail. Now the theory is that will go that way. So if we put in the crossing rail, it'll be down here somewhere, like that. And so annoyingly, looks like I forgot to bring I made it. But it doesn't look like I brought it with me, so I didn't actually bring a cart with me. So, give me a moment, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we do all that way to grab that, so let's see if this fits. In fact, if we put this here, will that roll down? It will. That is cool. And it rolls back the other way. That is very, very cool. Okay, so it works with that. Let's take that off. I also brought with me one of these guys. Oh. I brought one of these guys. I want to see if it does the same thing. It does. Nice. Okay, cool. And of course that's going to create two. That's fine. So that's quite cool. We've got, what was that? That was the mine. No. That was the crossing rail. So as a train passes over it, it will make a noise. So in this case, it's going to come along that track, go around there, hopefully, go around there, come up here, and when it passes over that track, it'll announce that it's coming. Now, it's probably not as bad in here because we don't have the Factorio trains that kill the player, but it's still be nice to know so we don't get in the way. Now, the other thing we brought, of course, is the rail gate. So I'm going to put. I thought about putting a rail gate here. What's this do? So of course we don't want to have mobs just walking on the track. So if we place that there, make sure it makes it fit. Quite a big thing. I can't open it manually though. If I place, let's grab a cart. Okay, so it's not an automatic open. I'm assuming then we need a redstone signal. So let's go into here, place a redstone signal there. No. Maybe. Here? No. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how that opens. I thought a redstone signal will do it. Unless there's a detector rail, and I don't think I brought a detector rail with me. No. I made a couple, but of course my inventory is pretty full as is. But it looks like that's... Oh, that's something. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all. But it does do something. It's just obviously not going to work right now. That's fine. We can fix it in a moment. Maybe this guy opens it? No, it also stops. Oh, that's fine. So that's quite a cool little feature. We'll have to work out how that opens. I might come back in a moment and have a look. But let's work with the other stuff we've got here. You'll also notice I have some other stuff in my inventory. I made one of these buffer rails. Okay. Pretty much exactly what they say on the tin. They are buffer rails. I'm assuming if a cart goes up to them, yeah, they just stop. Okay. Or just aesthetic on that one. That's all good. Transfer rail we'll come back to in a second. I also made some other things here. You can see I made an industrial alarm. So that's this guy. Have a look at that. It's pretty simple. It's a note block and a lever. And I was just curious what it does. So let's go into here. Nothing. Maybe a lever. Oh, yep. Okay. Yep, we'll stop that. So that's quite cool. We can use that if there's some form of alert. I don't know how much distance there would be on it. Also got an emergency button, which is just a lever. Just a lever by itself. We've got breaker switches that we're using already. Yeah, just a lever by itself. So we place that down. Oh, okay, it's an emergency. It's literally an emergency stop button. Stops it. Great. But that was quite cool too. We can use. Currently, I'm using the breaker switches, which we saw a second ago. Go back into uses. I'm using these guys here to take the power signal in and send it out the other side. So if you flip this on or off, it turns the power off or on, depending on, of course, which state it's in. So that's how we protect these buildings. But of course, this might be useful for stopping something. It's just a lever. It looks cool though. It's got the word stop on it. And of course, it must be producing a redstone signal, which I didn't bring the redstone with me, so we'll have to assume that. But that's pretty nice. What else did I make that we've got here? I think that was all I actually thought would look cool. But what we're going to do is we'll place down some more stuff here. Probably should take these out. Use some sand, because why not? And place that further along. Now, if I remember correctly, we needed a pump to extract from this guy. We'll need to give it power, if you want to think of it. We go LV connector on there. Now, I've got power coming in. I think for now, I'm just going to do a bit of a cheaty one, and we can fix this up later. I'll put that there. And we'll run some LV wire along here. It's going to electrocute me every time I walk past it, so we do have to fix it. But for now, if we do... Of course, put it there. Can reach, cool. Put the other one over here. I'm not entirely sure why they're not powered. They should be. I might need to investigate that further, but... See, does that give it power? No. Okay, not sure what's going on there, but what I'm thinking should be possible is if we grab this guy. Let's see if we can take something in and out. So on the other one we have a pump which took the stuff out. But this guy here actually has, if you look at this, it's got a little blue symbol here. And we can set loader and unloader. Doesn't seem to change though. We can see it's got no cart empty, but that's nothing major at the moment. Where did my pick go? We take that out though. I'm just wondering if we can run... If we can run that right up against there, what auto extract? I'm glad I didn't put power into that after all. Let's put that. Can I reach it? There? No. It's really a matter of, does this guy auto extract? Okay, so it's facing that way. Don't know if it's going to... Does it need power? Doesn't seem to. Okay. So, what we need to do, of course, is run a transfer rail that way. Now, these tracks are coming... They come in this way. So, if we go this way around here... You can see the little arrow faces that way. So, in theory, if we run this back... all the way around to here. Uh-oh. Oh no! Just a couple. Always. Just a couple. Oh, I've got some power rail. That'll help. Probably put some power rail in it anyway. So I'll put one there, another one there, and maybe one there. Place that into there. And now we'll grab this guy here who's facing the wrong way. So we'll take that out. Where'd that go? There. So if we place this guy onto here, push it along. I think it works just like a minecart, so hopefully the powered rail will help. Of course, I didn't bring anything to power the powered rail. Always forget something. So if we send that around here. Okay, so it gets pushed on. This guy's got no activity, never, cart full, cart empty. So we're probably going to set this to full, and a loader. It's definitely a loader on this side, so we'll just push this back this way. Will it let me put it that way? Yes? Okay, cool. So that sits there, that's awesome. Now I'm wondering if it will do the same. Let's just test that. Grab this guy, put that there, and we put a minecart with a chest on top there. I think that gave it quite a boost. But I wonder if that will actually work with the stations and stuff. So, we saw that minecarts get stuck for no real reason at all. Some of it seems to be power rail related, but some of them get stuck when they're going into the station. I might have to play with that one, but I need to find out why the power's not working, so I'll be back in a moment once I find out that. Okay, found the problem. At least with the power, it was that I hadn't actually connected up. I found at one point I was burning some wires out, so I placed in a whole bunch of transformers along the route so that MV would come in and power the transformer would then convert it to LV, and for some reason I had not connected up that section. Not entirely sure why. So I've fixed it up. This guy's now got power. The other problem I've found is that you actually need a foundation of stone. It says it in the quest box, but for some reason I did not put a foundation of stone in there. But you can see that we've now got 8 buckets of oil in there, but it doesn't look like this guy's extracting. So we're gonna have to move it, unfortunately. That's fine though, we can do that. I'm gonna put down a pump though, which I'll need that one time. So let's put down a pump, and we'll need to power that. And set it so it extracts, and I think I've just done that wrong. No, I haven't. Cool. I did that wrong though. Blue, and that should, that one should be brown or orange. We're gonna have to move. Go on this way. Now we've got power into it. It's not gonna work very well. We'll go in here though. We'll take this out because. Oh. Okay. See ya. We're gonna have to move. I think that goes on a track. No. Doesn't go on track. So we're gonna have to move this whole thing along. Just to cut it off. Can I walk under that? Oh, just. Okay, so we'll push you a little bit along. Further, just a little bit. Not too much. We'll take out along here as well. I didn't actually test that. I was meant to test to see if that worked. We'll grab the transfer rail. Well, actually, we'll put that not there. Oh, we'll put that there. No, there. It's all cool that you've got this little gauge thing on there, but can't read it. Well, oh, it's empty. So okay, so it does need to have a pump, but the pump doesn't need to be powered, and this does pick it up. So let's run the rest of this around. We can now run that this way. I think we need to have one of those, don't we? Just run that. I'm going to run this way again. Run this along here. Oh, ow! Wasn't even nowhere near it. Alright, so that is set to what? So that's set to no activity. Let's set it to cart full. And we will then push this guy back around. Hopefully that'll do what you need. Look at that. Oh, it's got a little animation too. That's cool. So that's filling up with oil. Awesome. And that's empty. Even better. I wonder what the size of this guy is. It's got a little gauge on there to show, so it's in the medium range currently. Something I would like to know is if we place, can we put down dry leaf? Oh, yeah, there is. Okay, that's cool. We are looking for this guy. Which we need to move somewhere else. here or here. I might put it there. There you go. There. Place that onto there, and we'll call this back to oil 2. Like that. Now, can I set these guys? Yes, I can. Look at that. Oil 2. Cool. I wonder if I can put car engine in there. Because most of the stuff I've actually got along here doesn't have car engine. It has car engines in it, and they get refilled or refueled. I might have a look at that. So I said I was going to try and work on whether the unloaders work properly. Something else I have made though is what I'm thinking about. We've got over here, I made a detector rail. Let's see if this works here. So we want the train to come in here. We'll grab our minecart as a sample. Do I need to be in it? I don't need to be in it. We'll just push it. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, cool. Won't let me in, but it does let the cart in automatically, so that's cool. So a detector followed by the gate will let the gate open automatically. I'm going to have to risk it, I think. It's only LV. Doesn't take that much. Okay, so I think we've got a solution here because, oh yeah, this guy's moved on. It's full. Very nice. Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to go to the other side and see if we can get this unload. It should be a very simple process. And we'll play around with the other track and see what happens there. Back in a sec. Okay. Oh, yes! Look at that. Okay, so you can see that the cart has, well, the fluid tank cart has come in here. I have put a station here for refinery, and you can give it orders and a cart engine. So that's cool. And it does look like it works. I don't know whether this is going to full. It should do. I haven't seen it go the whole way yet. This guy is set to unload and waiting for cart empty. I don't know whether it's actually doing anything with the fluid. Probably the easiest way of finding that out is to have a look in there. Yes, it is. Cool. Well, that makes it a little easier. Don't have to put any redstone signal or anything in there. It just extracts straight to it. It even shows you the status of that's pretty cool. The question, of course, is why is this guy not producing anything? Oh, it is. Look at that. Nice. Okay. There's some diesel. Obviously, we don't have anything going into the tanks, but it is working. So that's a good start. I haven't decided the reason why these pipes are currently exposed is I'm thinking of using a setup similar to this. I just haven't worked out what yet. Because if I use... Just noticed actually there is some exposed stone there. I just know, I want to do something like maybe, I don't know, green or maybe yellow or something just to identify that it's pipes. Now we can't do the same light thing that we're doing there. You can see that whatever that cart was is doing that. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a way of reading if there's anything going through the pipe, so it's not going to look quite as cool. Unless we would use carts as again, which is a possibility. But I think this will do for the moment anyway. So if we head down to the smelter over here, you can see this is one of the other bottlenecks. I can't go that way. One of the other bottlenecks is this happens. And as I was saying earlier about how it seems to happen randomly, it sometimes happens on powered rail. It shouldn't do, because that rail is actually powered. But they just stop here. And I'm wondering if what I could do is if what's this guy got? So he's redstone. I'm not even sure why redstone is here. Okay. I don't think it's meant to have redstone. See, that all pop that there. But I'm wondering if instead of having two of these, can we run one of those instead? How faces the right way, obviously. Get it to face the right way there, like that, perfect. don't know if I need one of those. We'll take that out. I'm gonna send... Everything's currently waiting here. Let's just give that guy a push. And they'll send them off. Those are actually the guys that go pick up all the stuff from the main base. So that's part of the reason why we don't have any resources currently. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for them to come back and we'll see if it makes a difference. So when they return, I will come back and we can see if they've actually made a difference for unloading. Okay, so one's arrived, then it left again. Here's another one. Also left again. And normally stay around quite some time. So we're going to go with that doesn't work. That's unfortunate. Okay, run out of time for the episode. But don't forget to leave a comment down below. But otherwise, have a great day and see ya!